to another episode of the Our Voices podcast. We are with YouthAlliance, as many of you guys know. And today our topic is talking about peer pressure and what it looks like in our generation. And we have a special guest here. So I'll let us start with introductions just so you can kind of get to know us a little bit more before we dive into this episode.
Me? You want me to go first? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go first. I'll go first. All right. So hey everybody, my name is Alex Petragon. I am a youth/community organizer with YouthAlliance. This is my very first episode with you guys, so I'm fairly excited / nervous, but more excited than anything.
Yeah, nice.
So my name is Michael Salinas. I'm the Executive Director for Youth Recovery Connections. This is my second time doing this, and I'm excited to be here.
And I'm Alina. I'm the head of the podcast. I'm a senior at Hollister High School. And then I also am a youth communication advocate with YouthAlliance. So yeah, so we're super excited for today. I'm super excited. We've had Michael on our podcast our first year we started this. So about almost 3 years ago, I think now, which is super cool. A full circle moment. We get to have him back and I'm super excited. So
great. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Want to kick off this energy with icebreaker question really fast? You guys are cool with that?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
So something I just came up on my mind, spitball it really fast. So the icebreaker question would be, would you go without your phone for a whole day or without internet for a full day? Okay. So you can give it a thought. I know it's kind of like...
I think I would do no... I don't know. I think I'd do no internet because I'd be fine, like, because you need like Instagram with internet, like Netflix with internet, like all that. I'm fine without having it, but like in case of an emergency or anything, like I want to like have my phone for an emergency. I think that's the only reason. But I think I could go a day without having my phone. Now, if you ask me like freshman year, I'd probably say no. So yeah, that's my intake on it.
I think for me, I think I'd go away with the phone. I think I would need the internet. Most of my communications through emails, so I would have to have the internet. I think I don't know what I'd do without that.
Yeah.
So, definitely go away with the phone.
Very valid. I think for me, it's a double-bladed sword.
Yeah.
I need my phone, obviously, for work, everything, but me having kids, I need to stay in communication. But the thing is, my son needs internet. Without that, he's gonna flip the house. So I don't know which is, hand in hand, take or give. I'm winning or losing either way. So I would like to keep both, but probably take the phones away, but keep the internet.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's a tough choice.
Yeah.
No wrong answers, but at the same time, if you're in need, you gotta
call somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Well, cool. I like that icebreaker. We always like doing icebreakers to start our episode, just to kind of break the ice. So I kind of want to start kind of rolling in, Michael, with like just asking you to tell us a little bit more like about yourself, like your past and kind of like your passion as to starting a youth recovery connection, and kind of just how you've kind of gotten to where you are today.
Okay. So in a nutshell, I spent around 28 years in and out of institutions. I finally was released from prison the last time about 11 years ago now, and I've always wanted to do something like this. I just never really gave it too much thought because of the lifestyle that I was living. Right, it just wouldn't add up to what I wanted to do. So anyhow, I came home about 11 years ago. The reason that I kind of changed was my grandmother came to see me the last time I was in prison, and she it was weird. She walks in and I remember her coming in when I was a child, right? 11. I went to jail first time I was 11 years old. So she would come in and she'd be sneaking me hamburgers and a bunch of stuff, right? And she'd be coming spunky, and when I seen her come in after all that time, she came in and she was in walking with the cane, and I just had just had a moment where I kind of seen it flash, where I seen her come in when I was a kid, and I seen her coming in, and she sat down, and the first thing she said was, I can't do this no more. So mind you, I've been incarcerated this whole time, right? So my mind is still 11 years old, 12 years old, and I never got a chance to really grow, Age-wise, yes, but my mind wasn't there. So I'm kind of confused, what do you mean you can't come here no more? I couldn't comprehend it at the time. And she said, it's not because I don't want to, it's because I can't.
Yeah.
And that day she asked me, she's like, can you please just stop? I need you to stop. You need to stay home. You need to be home. And I don't know how much longer I have. And that was it. that was a game changer for me. I came home, I went to school, and just I went through behavioral health. Got hired on in behavioral health as a peer specialist. I was there for about maybe 3 months, and then I went out to Monterey County. I went out there and pretty much did every different modality of treatment that you could think of. I wanted knowledge of everything, right? I wanted to do everything. So I did pretty much every different modality of treatment that you could think of, from psychiatric, all youth, to psychiatric, to pretty much everything, residential, intensive outpatient, you name it, I've done it. And I wanted to do that again, like I said, because I wanted knowledge of everything. So I got that, and then I was asked to come back to San Bernardino County to run the youth program out here, and so I did that. I worked for behavioral health for a short period of time, and then I just I seen a lot of gaps, I guess you can say, right? That I felt like not the behavioral health couldn't do it, but a lot of time their hands are tied, because they can only do so much, right? And so I thought, well, hey, why not start my own nonprofit, and I can do maybe some of the things that they can't, and they can do some of the things I can't. It'll work perfect. So that's what I did. So 2021, December 2021, we were incorporated. YRC was incorporated, and grassroots. I had nothing, absolutely nothing. I started it just with the passion, because I am one of these kids, right? That's my passion. That's where my passion comes from. I am one of these kids. So I just I ran with it. Luckily I got some funding from the city. Helped me out a whole lot in regards to infrastructure. That money ran out, and then I worked for free for about 7 months. I couldn't stop. I had already had working with a lot of families, a lot of youth, and I was like, I can't just walk away, So I did run out of funding, and luckily my family was there to support that. And about 7 months after I ran out of funding, I got a first grant for $700,000.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So that right there was a huge boost. They gave me back pay, which is a blessing. I paid everybody off that I owed money to, and I got a building. I hired a few staff, and the rest is kind of history. We've been blessed to get numerous grants, and now we're doing fairly well. I mean, there's always room for growth.
Of course.
I like to tell everybody I don't have all the answers and I don't know everything. And that's the reality of it. So I mean, I think we're doing fairly well. We're in the process right now of purchasing a building right here on San Bernardino Street.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we're looking forward to that. It's going to be for substance use treatment and mental health treatment, and for youth, specifically for youth. And transitional age youth. So 18 to 25, and then 12 to 18. So we're looking forward to that, and I mean it's been a journey. It's been some work, to say the least. A lot of work, a whole lot of work. Continues to be a lot of work, but it's well worth it. At least for me, like I said, my passion runs real deep. So
Well, I do know from Youth Alliance perspective, and like a youth perspective in the community, you guys have done amazing things. I mean, every time we're at an event for youth or anything, you guys are normally always right next to us sometimes for our events and stuff. And it's good to see that like youth have that resource, like they have that like safe space. So I think that's awesome what you're doing, and you're doing amazing. And I just keep doing what you're doing because you inspire so many people.
Thank you.
So,
Appreciate
I applaud you. Self-made baby. I will say, your grandmother was a strong woman. If she was able to pick you up, right? I'm sure at times you thought like, I can't, or just having that anchor, but she was able to take that up for you, and then you pushing forward and providing this space and this path. And not only that, it's inspiring, especially how our youth are going to look into this and then see your story as well. I applaud you.
Appreciate that. So real quick, so Youth Alliance actually played a big part in I do want to say that because it's I need to, right? They specifically Lorena, she helped me out a whole lot. I mean, I love her. She's wonderful. She kind of took me around everywhere she would go, really, and took me to places where I wouldn't be able to get into, and kind of just introducing me to a lot of people and doing her thing, right? So I mean, hands down, I love her for that.
Shout out to Lorena.
Shout out to Lorena.
Absolutely, 100%.
And like networking, right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
that's how you make yourself.
Absolutely,
like
100%.
I've told like all of my teams over the past 4 years, and like myself as well, like you don't like networking can get you so far in places, like in anything you want to do, and it kind of sets you apart at like such a young age too.
Right.
I think that's why it's awesome that like Youth Alliance has a podcast like this, and just being able to like what juniors and seniors are out here talking with like people that have been through things, creating their own path. Like I think it's just perfect, and I think that it's an amazing experience for all of us to be a part of.
Absolutely.
And it's just like, you know, the next generation will have like your youth recovery connection, they'll have Youth Alliance, they'll have so many things, and hopefully we can make more for them. But yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, it's a great way to make connections, make relationships, make friendships. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, as soon as you get your first business card, I mean, I know that's how I was. I was like, wow, my name's on the card.
Right.
You know, I'm handing out like candy, you know, for Halloween. If you guys, you know, stop by, I'm throwing it in there. You know?
For sure.
Hey, but it's all for the same purpose, and it is to build.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then so networking is very vital. I will say that. So I know everybody can attest to it here, but it's something that I would definitely share with the youth. You know, when they get to that stage where they can do that, do that.
And anything that you do, I mean, networking is super important.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Marketing, networking, all that's very important.
Yeah. You know, I mean, even if I always tell myself like, okay, just try it. Like network with someone, put yourself out there. The worst they could say is no, or like they're not interested. But then the best thing is, okay, you get an opportunity to work with someone that is great and gets you farther in your career.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And then sometimes, you know, like they were saying, that old cliche, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know too.
Exactly.
So,
That's so real. Yeah.
For sure. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So like, after you told us like about your story, I'm like wondering, because like, you know, clearly we can't go back into time, not yet. Maybe one day in the future with all this AI stuff.
Right.
But if you could like go back and tell like your younger self like a piece of advice or something, like what would you tell yourself?
I would probably tell myself to choose better friends. For sure. I think that's the first thing I would tell myself. You know, but I think for a lot of kids, they're looking for a sense of belonging, right? Myself included.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of where you end up choosing maybe the wrong people as friends or as acquaintances, whatever you want to call them. And that's where sometimes your life goes in a different direction because of that, you know. And
do you think that looking back, do you think that your like choice of friendships or people you hung around is the main reason like why like your life went down that path, or do you think it's like environment? Like, what do you think was like a contribution to like why you went down that path?
I don't really like to blame anybody, right? I mean, I like to take responsibility for my own actions. However, I think all of that plays a big role in it. I mean, definitely. I mean, if you don't have a father, you don't have a father figure around. I mean, and you are living in the hood. I mean, you're walking out and you're seeing violence, you're seeing drug use, you're seeing all that. I mean, a lot of it's learned behavior, right? We learn this behavior from somewhere. We don't just do it.
Exactly.
Right. So I mean, if we're out there, walking out to the streets and right outside our house, someone's selling dope. I mean, you're gonna learn that behavior.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. So I think it all plays a big role. For me, I like to say that I made decisions I made because I wanted to make them.
Yeah.
But I do believe that things, people, places, and things play a big role in what what you're gonna do moving forward.
Yeah, I'm coming from I'm gonna use the word youth because I'm a little younger, not too young.
Thanks,
not too young. No, you got it right there with me. But like, and Alex can say like his perspective too. Like in high school, like I think our generations have changed in like such a short amount of time from when like we were in high school compared to now. It's just like I feel like definitely the people you are around and who you hang out with is, I mean, you're at school most of the time more than you're being at home.
Oh, man.
So it's like, if it's so like, everything is so accessible to us now, and it's so like sad at the same time, where it's like, okay, if we just want to go get a vape, you don't have to do anything. You find someone on Instagram, Telegram, whatever they use, and it's in your front door in an instant. I think that's like the struggle with being in high school. I think right now too, like you were saying, is like it's who you surround yourself with. But like I don't know how you feel like it was in like your high school experience.
It was more like, again, going back, it's your friends, right? It's a crowd you hang with, it's your circle. You hang with those that want it, that influence it, it's going to influence you, right? And you're going to take a part of it. And then that's where pressure comes in, peer pressure, right? So I don't know. For me personally, I've dealt with it a little bit. I've seen it firsthand. Now completely different. Like it's
Oh, yes,
like
different.
a brand new age. I mean, I'm not trying to sound too old, but
Yeah.
you know, but like it's instant
volume for sure.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
You know, Instacart. I mean, somebody delivered it to you, but
It's so crazy. Like something popped up, and it's so crazy how it pops up like on your feed
Yeah,
now,
right.
Yeah.
on like Instagram and
Advertised, right.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like it's a phone case, and like the bottom of your charger is
Right.
like your phone case is like a vape now,
Right.
and it's just like like things that look like highlighters, and it's just like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
insane that these people are like marketing this type of thing, but at the same time they're so smart, not in a good way. I'm not saying it's good to do anything, but it's so smart about how those companies like get like teenagers, and you can clearly see they're aiming teenagers. They're not going to have an old grandma looking for like bubblegum flavor and looking like a highlighter. Like
Yeah, right.
they're purposely targeting youth, and it's like it's so sad, but that's how they make their money.
Well, they're studying youth. I mean, that's just what
Yep.
they do,
Yeah.
right? They have a person that's just, steadily studying youth.
Exactly.
You know, and watching their behaviors, watching what they do, how they act, what they like, what they don't like, and what they like is what they give them.
yeah, it's not
Yeah.
only an audience; it's a targeted audience.
Absolutely,
right?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So this is like a question for all of us, but like when you think about like young people today, what is like one big role that peer pressure like plays in like substance abuse? Like what do you think is one big thing? Like how can I explain it? Like okay, our friends. Like what do you think is the biggest role as to why kids are peer pressured to using substances? Like stress, friends, like what do you guys think?
I think that it's a lot worse in rural counties or rural areas because everybody knows everybody, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't fall into this peer pressure in a sense, like if you don't smoke this blunt right here, then everybody's gonna know by tomorrow.
Yeah.
And everybody's gonna think of you as, oh, well, you're a sissy or whatever
Yeah,
that's
put you
gonna
on the
look
spot,
like,
right?
Put you on
Yeah.
the spot, right? And because it's so rural and everybody knows everybody, chances are they're gonna want to fall into that peer pressure.
Yeah.
And that's the sad thing, but I think that's kind of how it works.
Yeah, I feel like piggyback off in that is like being put on the spot. It's like that fear of, not fear of rejection, not that, but like fear of like embarrassment.
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
say so. Like especially
Like your reputation
Exactly.
is degraded,
right?
Yeah.
Your demeanor,
Right.
like everything, your character, I
Right,
guess,
right.
and then and this is just my perspective. It translates into like school settings, right?
Yeah.
If a youth is being put on the platform to like answer a question, they're gonna be like, it puts them down. So if you're getting that outside with friends that are pushing substance on you, and you say no, and then you get that feeling after, they're gonna take it on with everyday life, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like that's a big element to it.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
to-
Yeah, you're not cool no more.
Yeah.
yeah, right. And that's a fear of like feeling that as a
Absolutely.
youth,
Yeah.
right? You're like,
Especially in a smaller county. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like now everybody's not gonna like me.
yeah,
It's so
exactly.
right. I've never thought about it that way, but it's so true. Like everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
Like my mom has this saying where it's like, okay, if you haven't dated this person, you're most likely related to them because Hollister is so small. Hollister is so small.
Yeah.
Like you literally know everyone. You're related, or
Right.
you just everyone knows each other. It's
Right.
it's so true.
I'm related to a big
Yeah,
population
me
here
too.
now,
It's
right?
insane.
Yeah.
Like I
So
turn around.
so if you think about it, that's kind of how it's gonna work, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's word of mouth after that. Like, oh, this guy didn't do that. He's a sis. He's a punk.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then it just travels, and before you know it, I mean, this kid feels isolated, and it just spirals from there.
And I feel like from like personal experience, because like I think our first year that we had you on our podcast, I think it was myself and Rocky
Right.
that were on there, and we talked about our own substance abuse
Right.
like journey. And it's like for me personally, when you're like mentally or like physically like unstable in a moment, for me personally it was like a coping mechanism. Like okay, all this stuff is gonna take away all my problems. You feel numb, you don't feel nothing, and that's like the best thing. Like
Right.
you're on a high of feeling nothing.
Right.
And I think that's like the other thing of why youth find it so like intriguing to do is because I think bouncing off what you guys have said as well, I think it's a really good and easy coping mechanism for people. It's easy access, and
It's a good dopamine rush too, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm stressed out in class, I can't see my therapist right then and there, but I can go to the bathroom and hit a few puffs and go back to class.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I think it's so easy and accessible to us. I think that's like, it's crazy, but I think that's what,
Yeah, 100%. it's crazy now to see like some statistics. Like I just seen one that was like Gen Z has the lowest percentage now of alcoholism. It's because it's going into other substances.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that need to hang on to that, and then like that hunger for it, and it is insane. And that's something that I deal with firsthand too. You know, with some of the youth. But that is something that I want to push forward to see how we could, you know, substitute that, or how can we address that directly to where the youth take on and don't just go over their head, right? So keep them interested in that.
I think a lot of it is just trends, right? I mean, I feel like, you know, there's always a certain type of substance that's put out there that our kids are going to become accustomed to, and that's what they're using at the time, right? And then it kind of switches, and then it'll switch again, and then it'll switch again, right? And that's I think that's what makes it difficult, because it's like you don't know. I mean, you can go and you can attack this one substance, you know, but before you know it, they're onto another one.
Correct.
You know, and then it's kind of like, what do we do now? Now we've got to change, change focus, and we've got to, push on that. And
it's a never-ending battle.
Never-ending battle.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like, and I think I have my own opinion on this, but like, do you guys think social media has a role into peer pressure in this generation?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Yep. I agree.
100%.
I think so as well.
I mean, I think, especially youth, I think they can get blasted on social media, and it's just the same as, word of mouth. I mean, that's just what it is. It's even worse, I think, on social media.
Yeah. I mean, it goes back further than that. I mean, back in the 60s, it was like cigarettes.
Yeah.
Tobacco, magazine covers, actors, whatever. And now pop culture, it's, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I'm not like a educator on that, but I do see it, and I've seen it. I've seen past examples to this, and it's never changed. Yeah.
From someone that I know personally, like, I think something too, as like this kind of ties into like what I think like we can do to help the next generation is like having spaces like Youth Recovery Connection, Bright Future Recovery with Cherie Ashley, Youth Alliance groups, because I had known it was like a family friend. She there was someone and they were struggling with sleeping problems, right? And they were stressed out with college and just school and everything, and there wasn't enough resources. So simply of asking like a best friend, hey, do you have a sleeping pill? It turns into fentanyl and then them never waking up. And I think that's something exactly. And I think nothing on that particular story, but I think overall in our generation, we have to start normalizing like it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to ask for help. Like it's okay to be like, okay, I realize I'm struggling and I need someone that I can talk to, because like sometimes it's hard. You can't talk to your parents, or your parents are on the same boat as you and you're trying to break the cycle. And it's just like, I think what this current generation, next generation needs is more resources like this. But like, what do you guys think that could help the next generation and even this current one kind of start decreasing our substance abuse rates?
I kind of have an idea, just spitballing, but like, that slogan, like it's okay to not be okay. Yeah. And then okay, what do you do further from that, right? Okay, is there listening sessions? Is there like mediation? Or this county has a lot of money when it comes to recreation sports, right? This is a sports town. I mean, that's not...
It totally is.
Right?
Sports and FFA, agriculture, everything. Sure. I'm born and raised here, so I've seen it.
Yeah, me too. So these programs, like Pop Warner, the Hollister Heat, or like programs for teenagers, high schoolers, right? If they carry that and implement their programs, like just do recreation, or like if we had more parks, recreational stuff. I'm a big sports guy, right? I advocate for. I wish that we had more spaces. Let alone myself. Like I want to play all summer nights too, basketball, right? For sure. But if we had like lights at the parks, kids would be out there more often, right? Or more parks somewhere else, or something recreational that we could implement and allow, like, hey, this is another resource to just go out here. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just something that I've always thought about, and I'm a big advocate for. If I can talk to somebody about that, I would myself, right? But carrying that message and putting it into programs, that's something that the county can do. I think it would push big time for us, or for the youth. I agree.
I'm
still young.
I think I think the same thing. I'm just more stuff for the youth to do. I mean, more hangout spots, maybe
boxing, whatever.
I mean, something that's going to actually just intrigue them, so that way they can hopefully not want to go that route and use drugs, right? So I believe that's what this county needs a whole lot more of.
And I want to piggyback off that as well. I want to add from like my perspective is affordable things for the youth.
Right.
Like you're
Yes.
saying sports, Hollister
Yes.
Heat,
Yes.
boxing. It's so cool. I think we do have things for the youth a little bit. We could obviously do a lot better, but having affordable things like playing something simple as Tremors. Okay, you're paying a lot of money. I get they have to make money to make a living, those people, but at the same time, like you have to have like affordable things. Like, okay, in our town, everyone goes to Target. Okay, they go, but they don't buy anything.
Right.
Everything's
Or
so
Dutch Bros.
expensive. Or okay, I personally I would go to Dutch
Indirect
Bros.
shot. You know?
Yeah, but like it's just like I think we need more affordable things. Or
For sure.
like Youth Alliance it's free. Every event we have is free for youth. It's just the fact of getting them off the streets from doing bad things. And I think that we just need to find more affordable things,
Start
creating
off small,
more.
is what you're
Exactly.
saying. So smaller
Yeah.
places and grow.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Or like maybe if something like I don't know, yeah, okay, like you're saying boxing. Okay, I get it. They have to make money.
Right.
But what if you do like once a month or twice a month? Hey, every Saturday we're doing like free
lessons.
exactly, free
Right,
lessons.
right.
Or come and do something like it doesn't have to be like you said starting small. It doesn't have to be we're going to build this whole facility and everything's free.
Yeah, no.
Right.
But
yeah.
baby steps to something much bigger for the future, you know?
Yeah.
I think
Bring
that's
somebody in
something-
here right now. Let's talk to them.
Let's go talk to them right now.
I mean, we're creating a campaign as we speak.
Yeah.
So but yes, I agree. 100%.
Yeah, I just think that more of this. I think there's more education, right? More support. Kind of getting out there and just letting kids know like this is the downfall of using substances or whatever. But just having somebody like that's going to be out there, constantly out there, preaching this, right? And somebody that's going to be more their age and their age bracket, somebody they're going to listen to for one, right? I mean, I think that plays a huge role in kids listening, right? I at least for me, I was full tattoos, right? But I had them all over my head, everywhere, right? And so I was taking them off, and the first time I met with the kid, he comes in and he's looking around for his counselor, right? And I'm a substance use counselor as well, right? So he's looking around, and I'm like, what are you looking for, dude? Like, and he goes, I'm looking for my counselor. I said, I'm your counselor, right? So when he sat down, it's like the floodgates opened. Like he felt like he can relate to me, and I think it's because of my parents, right? He just spilled everything. Right, and this was a tough kid that nobody could really get to, right? So the reason I'm saying that is because I think it takes somebody they can actually relate to, right?
Exactly.
And if you're speaking of
Real
troubled
life
youth,
experience.
you're speaking of troubled youth. I mean, that's who they're going to relate to, right?
Yeah.
But that's not to say that you don't have another child that's come from a privileged family that might not relate to that person. That's lived have lived experience might relate to somebody else. So I think just a matter of having. Someone there they're gonna be relate to whoever it is, and that's gonna depend on the population, of course.
I love that because with like what I do organizing at Youth Alliance, but I also work on our drop-in centers, and then so our youth, like me saying again, like I'm a father of 5, right? So I know how kids talk,
Right,
I know, I know
sure.
I know what's relevant, right?
Right.
But that's just my character. Like I love being a dad. I love being a mentor. I love being a coach. So with the youth. I relate to them on a level to where like I know what you're saying. I know how you're saying it, and I know, and I'm listening to how you're feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I bring out the mentor side. Right. And then that's where I feel like that's a big tool that you possess is the ability to relate and also allow them to be open to you. Right. You welcome that, and it's not just your appearance; it's your character, and it's just aura, I'm gonna say, but you allow that for them to open, and then that's something that's great. I'm happy to hear that you have that, because not only that, it shows that other mentors, possibly doing this, that would be okay. You know what, 100%. I can put my signature on it, and then let me see how I can work with you.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Absolutely.
So like, I have one question. How you were saying like, okay, if a mentor is watching, if like. My like last question I kind of want to ask is like, if there's a youth watching right now or like listening and they're struggling with peer pressure, they're struggling with substance abuse, what would both of you, what advice or what would you tell them, just like anything, like what advice, what would you?
I think for me it's just find somebody to talk to. Find someone to talk to. I mean, that's it doesn't matter who it is, just somebody that you can confide in, somebody that you can trust, and somebody that that's going to give you some good advice, right? And that somebody's out there. That somebody is out there 100%, right? You just got to find that somebody, and it could be anybody. It could be a counselor, it could be a priest, it could be, an older brother, it could be a friend, it could be a therapist. I mean, it could be a doctor. I mean, whoever you're going to feel comfortable with, find that person and talk to them. because I think that's what's needed for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
I think I come from both sides of that
Right.
spectrum. Is also too, like, parents can be okay to listen to these
Absolutely.
without judgment, without, like, you know, the youth being afraid that they're going to be punished. Or, like,
Right.
that's what these safe spaces are. So find that safe space.
Right.
When you have
Totally.
that, then you find that trusted individual.
Right.
Could be a parent, like how you're saying, priest, anybody, right? As soon as you get that and you create healthy conversation, and it's okay to talk, because I know that, you know, for the youth, there's a callus, right?
Yeah,
or a
absolutely.
shell. It's kind of hard for them to get out. You can't expect them to just jump out and talk to somebody,
Right.
you know? So I think that having that trusted conversation and that safe space goes a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
know.
sure.
Like, what from your, like, recovery point of view, what is something that you have done in your business that you've seen has made a change in the youth's life that you've worked with? Whether it's small groups, whether it's talking to them one-on-one, activities, like, what is the main thing that you've seen?
For me, it's just keeping it real. I mean, you know, that's what it is. I don't ever sugarcoat things. I don't ever tell somebody, you know, something that they don't want to hear. I mean, or they want to hear or don't want to hear. I'm just straightforward, right? And giving them, because that's what they're looking for, right? You know, they're not going to want to look for somebody that's going to be lying to them, right? Or they're going to catch them in a lie later on or whatnot. And it's never going to work out too well with them, right? And show them that, I mean, for me, the way I've always done things, again, like just keeping it real with them and just showing them that I support them in any which way that I can. I'm always thinking outside the box. You know, if I can stretch it, I'm going to stretch it, you know, to do what I can for this child, you know, because they deserve that, you know, and always want to give them more than what I had at that age, you know. So I say it's just support and just being honest. Transparent.
Yeah,
Just
I
be,
agree.
just be you, man.
That's it. Just be
Yeah.
you.
Just be you, because
Just
you
be
know
you.
this youth, they'll see right through you.
Absolutely.
They'll
100%.
sniff it out really quick. So,
For sure.
You know, and
Absolutely.
you know, youth watching, listening right now, we understand that. So
Yeah.
mentors watching, just be you.
That's it, man.
That's all I go by.
Yeah.
I learned that, you know, from the start.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's no way you can sugarcoat it. You can't be a chameleon, really, but you can just be yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're always going to have that in your back pocket,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
So, yeah.
Right.
So sorry, I keep saying one last thing, but I need to say it's
you're good, you're good.
Okay, this is really like
Stretch
the
it
last
out.
question that I have. What does the future look like for Michael Salinas and Youth Recovery Connection?
Expansion. We just got contracted for Santa Clara County, so we'll be out there pretty soon as well. Continuing to support every population. Right now, we went a little bit further. We're not just supporting youth anymore. We're actually supporting adults as well. So I think just an expansion and just being able to kind of provide these sensitive services to all these different populations and just being present.
That's awesome. Well, I'm
it.
super excited. I'm excited to see
Me too.
where your business keeps flourishing, you yourself making a difference in our community and so many more. But I just want to thank you for coming on, having this conversation with us. It's amazing to have you back. Thank you, Alex, for coming on today.
thank
Hopefully
you
you
guys.
guys
Thank you. I
see
appreciate you.
him more a little bit. And yeah, so I just appreciate you guys. Make sure for you guys to follow our social medias. We post on Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram. And then make sure to follow all of the Youth Recovery Connection and check them out. And yeah, so thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Bye.
Thanks.